Hi, and welcome to Behind the Culture. Whether we explore complex social and political issues or examine the latest cultural trends and phenomena, our goal is to provide a platform for thoughtful and informed discussion and debate. By considering a range of perspectives and engaging in critical thinking, we aim to foster a better understanding of the world and the cultural forces that shape it. Today, we're going to be talking about Andrew Tate. Whether you hate or love him, one thing is for sure. Andrew Tate has forever changed how we view social media influencers. So sit back and relax as we discover the pulse of the world. Behind the Culture.
When they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through.
To understand the culture, we must quickly understand who this polarizing character is. So with no further ado, who is Andrew Tate? With a figure as prominent as Andrew Tate, only a little backstory is needed, but let's do a quick recap. Andrew Tate is a self-made millionaire and entrepreneur who rose to prominence as a motivational speaker and life coach. He is known not only for his Bugatti, which holds a current value of $2.9 million, but his no-nonsense approach to business and life. He is not shy with blunt and often controversial opinions on various subjects. When he moved to England at age 10 and left his father behind, Andrew grew up in Luton. Andrew states he and his siblings were teased mercilessly by the local children, so his mother enrolled them in a self-defense course to help toughen the kids. This is where Andrew then developed a love for fighting and combat sports. Not only is this guy filthy rich, but he packs a serious punch. He quickly made a name for himself as a talented fighter in his early 20s. He became known for his aggressive, in-your-face style, eventually becoming the four-time world kickboxing champion. Tate would then go on to deem this style of fighting Tate Shinaki. Whether or not Tate Shinaki has gained widespread popularity as a legitimate fighting style is still being determined. Webcam. Tate discovered the webcam industry in the early 2000s. He became interested in the industry after learning about the potential for making money. As the boxing superstar he would leverage his 5 girlfriends at the time, but only 2 of the 5 women agreed to his proposal. Tate had the women perform live shows for a paying audience. Think Twitch hot tub streams. Tate would control the marketing and chat with the viewers online, as the women would type on a fake keyboard and perform for the audience. He quickly built a following in the webcam industry. Over time, Tate expanded his business, hiring other performers and managing a team of webcam models that totaled over 75 women. The business was booming and helped him to build a significant personal fortune. He became known as a pioneer in the webcam industry, and he's credited with helping to make the industry more mainstream and accepted. The rise to fame. So how did Andrew become so popular? Well, Andrew conquered the internet. Early in his Hustlers University program, where he promoted teaching people how to become rich like him, Tate would offer an affiliate program. With a plethora of controversial content with harsh delivery, his students began posting clips of Andrew all over the internet.
Back where you fucking started, Wagey. Someone has to fucking flip the burgers, dumbass.
The Army generated millions of views and thousands of new students, although the affiliate program is no longer available. Soon, it became impossible to open a social media platform and not see the now titled Top G. Recent arrest.
To believe in, got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them.
Andrew Tate's recent arrest has amplified the debate on both sides, with fans chanting for his release and critiques praising Romanian authorities. Some people may view the arrest as a just outcome for any alleged wrongdoing. In contrast, others may question the arrest circumstances and believe it to be politically or personally motivated, and the Matrix has attacked. No matter what side you stand on, the world is on the edge of its seats to find out the truth behind the arrest, due to the alarming misinformation and speculation surrounding the recent arrest. We will not be covering the arrest in detail, but I'm sure we will be revisiting the top G after official judicial processes have been concluded. He is currently being held under investigation in Romania. Now, it's time to take a look behind the culture. We want to look at topics from both sides of the spectrum and the biases that may come from them, good or bad. To better explain this bias in public perception and how it shapes our culture, we will argue from both perspectives, and both are powerful in their own right. So, let's begin with the opposing views towards the top G. Public enemy number 1. Andrew Tate's views on gender relations and women's rights have been criticized for perpetuating harmful stereotypes and attitudes toward women and promoting a culture of misogyny and gender-based discrimination. Tate's perspective on relationships between men and women is based on traditional gender roles and reinforces patriarchal power dynamics. He's been accused of making demeaning and insulting statements toward women and promoting a view of women as inferior to men or as objects for men's pleasure and use. This reinforces harmful societal norms and expectations that contribute to gender-based discrimination and reinforces harmful gender stereotypes that can limit women's opportunities and contribute to their oppression. Tate's views and statements can also damage the self-esteem and well-being of women exposed to these messages. When women are constantly bombarded with messages that they are inferior or valued only for their physical appearance, it can harm their self-esteem and well-being, leading to various mental health issues, including depression and anxiety. Feminists who advocate for gender equality and women's rights are likely to disagree with Tate's views and see him as a symbol of the patriarchal and oppressive attitudes they are fighting against. As a result, they may criticize him and view him as a negative influence on society and on the attitudes and beliefs of others. Finally, Tate's views and actions contribute to a culture that perpetuates gender-based violence and harassment. By promoting the idea of women as inferior or as objects, he helps to normalize behavior that is harmful to women and reinforces societal norms that contribute to violence against women. The Prophet.
Whoa! Welcome to the real world!
Andrew Tate's followers may find his views and teachings helpful for several reasons. Tate emphasizes the importance of taking control of one's own life, pursuing one's passions and interests, and developing self-discipline and motivation. This perspective can appeal to individuals seeking to make positive changes in their lives and looking for more self-directed and autonomous approaches to personal development. Tate supporters feel they are part of a dying community that shares their beliefs and values and provides support and validation for their perspectives, encouraging men to break from the systems in place that is not always in their best interests, aka the Matrix. Many consider Andrew Tate the savior of masculinity, often comparing him to Neo from the Matrix or Socrates. Socrates was a Greek philosopher from Athens credited as the founder of Western philosophy and among the first moral philosophers of the ethical tradition of thought. Socrates famously said, "No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. This promotes strength in all men and rejects men who willingly choose to be weak, much like Tate." Andrew promotes and defends masculinity and often criticizes what he views as a decline in traditional masculinity. He argues that this decline is responsible for many social and cultural problems in modern society. Andrew Tate's views on relationships offer a unique and unconventional perspective on the modern world. Promoting traditional relationships, Tate provides practical advice and guidance for individuals who are seeking to improve their relationships and dating lives by emphasizing the importance of taking control of one's own emotions, developing a strong sense of self-confidence and understanding the dynamics of power and attraction in relationships. Many also draw attention to the fact that Tate's traditional views on relationships are familiar, bringing to light that it was widely accepted and the norm less than 10 years prior. Andrew points the finger at the West's lack of religion, standards, and moral weakness compared to parts of the other world. In many ways, followers of the top G believe he is defending values they hold dear to them in a society that bombards attacks at said values in a way that leaves people feeling helpless and fearful of punishment for protecting them. People argue his hate is unjust, and often his critics do not know why they hate him or will agree with his values when they do not know it was said by Andrew. Conclusion. It's worth noting that Andrew Tate's views on relationships between men and women are a small part of a larger philosophy. Nevertheless, his views on relationships have generated significant controversy. While some people may find Tate's views and statements offensive or harmful, others may disagree and see him as an advocate for men's rights or a voice for a different perspective on gender relations. Regardless of one's personal views on Tate and his opinions, understanding both views and engaging in respectful and constructive dialogue is essential when discussing these sensitive and complex issues. Behind the Culture. Thank you for watching. We aim to provide insightful and balanced coverage of our time's most critical cultural topics. By considering multiple perspectives on these issues, we can foster a better understanding of the world and the cultural forces that shape it. Did we get the culture wrong? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Are you a fan of Andrew Tate, or do you dislike him? Either way, it is always important to peel back the layers and discover the meaning behind the culture.